Gloria. Today I want to share with you a very delicious Mexican atole. It's a Mexican atole from plantains that I know that you guys are going to love and enjoy. And it's perfect for this cold weather. But first things first, my apron is on, my hands are clean, and I am ready to show you my ingredients. My ingredients: cornstarch, sugar to taste, cinnamon, 3 plantains, very ripe, vanilla extract that you already have it on my channel, whole milk, water, and this is everything we need to make this delicious Mexican atole from plantain. Why take a regular coffee when you go take your kids to school when you could have something delicious and creamy? So let's get started and let's make this Mexican plantain atole step by step. I have a saucepan here. I'm gonna go ahead and add just half a cup of just water, and to this I am going to add my cinnamon stick. I want to go ahead and just pull it apart, add it in here, and take it to the stove. We're going to let it cook for just about 15 minutes in very low heat. We want to make sure that we get all the delicious flavor of the cinnamon. And here I have my cornstarch. I'm going to go ahead and add very cold water so that the cornstarch will really dissolve really nicely. Remember, this is a very important step. Adding the very cold water will turn the cornstarch really liquidy and there will be no little lumps on it. Please do not add warm water or else you will get a lot of lumps and your atole is not going to come out correctly. So just mix it well until it dissolves completely. All the cornstarch should be dissolved completely. It's gonna look just like this, like milk. Okay, this is completely done. Let's go see how the cinnamon and the water is doing. You know, the water already started bubbling. It's gonna take about 10 minutes before we could see even the change of the water. And here I have my plantains. They are very ripe. I have 2 that are very dark and 1 that has a little bit of yellow spots. But I want to show you the difference between both plantain. The plantain that is very dark, you could see that the inside, they are very orange. The orange, it is the better because it's more sweetened. And you know something, the plantain that has a little bit of yellow on the skin will come out a little just yellow, not orange at all. That's why when you buy plantains, let them sit for just a couple days at home so that the skin gets really nice and dark. And let me show you from close up so that you could see the difference. Let me show you. This plantain is orange and the skin is nice and dark. And this other plantain is yellow and the skin has a little pieces of yellow on the outside. That's when you could tell when the plantain is nice and sweet from the inside. Just make sure that you buy it, let it sit for a couple days until the skin turns really dark and black. Just like this one right here. You could see the difference because these plantains are nice and orange. That means that they are nice and ripe. And this one here needed just 1 more day in order to get nice and dark. and sweet, of course. This part I wanted to show it to you so that you could tell the difference. And now I am ready to add it to my blender cup. I'm gonna go ahead and just add it in here, and to this I'm gonna go ahead and add enough milk to blend it and make it nice and smooth, just like a smoothie. This is very important because when you make your atole, you want your atole really nice and smooth. You're gonna let it blend for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then this is done. You could see here that the cinnamon already released all that delicious flavor, and you could see the water is nice and brown. That's when you know that it's time to remove the cinnamon stick. When the water is really, it has turned a little bit brown, that means that the cinnamon released all the delicious flavor. At this moment, I'm gonna go ahead and just remove the cinnamon sticks and just put them aside. We don't need them anymore. We're gonna go ahead and add everything in here. If you're using a regular blender, you need to strain it, put it through a sifter so that it doesn't get any lumps on your atole. I have my magic bullet, so that's why I just added it just like that. I added some more milk, of course, and when you add the milk, just make sure that you're whisking it so it doesn't start sticking on the bottom or on the sides of the pan. You know, this is very important. Make sure that you don't step away. You want to just be mixing until everything incorporates completely. And when it starts simmering, that's when you know when to add your cornstarch. Look how smooth it is. There is no lumps in here, and that's exactly how you want your atole. And now, you know something, it's already starting to simmer, and this is the time when you're gonna taste it. Add a little more sugar. Remember that the sugar is to taste, and before you add your cornstarch, make sure that you mix it well so there is no lumps on the cornstarch, and just continue mixing until everything is nice and incorporated. As you could tell, it's already getting nice and thick. It's already bubbling from the sides, and that's when you're gonna go ahead and just continue mixing. And of course, that's the time when you're gonna add your vanilla extract. When you see it nice and simmering, you're gonna add the vanilla extract, mix it for just a little bit. The more you leave it on the stove, the more thick it's gonna become. This just tastes amazing. And this is, I'm just gonna let it cook for maybe just 2 more minutes. And look at this. Let me show you how thick it is. It's already boiling from the sides, and you could already tell that it's really nice and smooth, but yet it's nice and thick. When it's boiling just like this, then I am just ready. I am ready to add it to my cup. My home smells delicious. The cinnamon and the plantains, this just smells amazing. I am ready for the presentation, so I'll see you in a little bit. Completely done with this delicious Mexican plantain atole. You know something, you could combine it with sweet bread or just like that. nice and hot, nice and warm, perfect for this cold weather. You know that this is the part I really love and enjoy, tasting my recipes. Let's see how this delicious atole came out. Excuse me. Really delicious, really tasty. You know something that's better than just a plain coffee? I hope, my friends, you could give it a try and try it and make it at home. Instead of just having a regular coffee, why not have a delicious plantain atole? I know that you guys are going to love it and enjoy it, especially in this cold weather. If you liked and loved my recipe, I invite you to subscribe. Leave me your thumbs up. Share my video on social media with your friends, with your relatives, so Cooking with Gloria keeps growing. Don't forget to push the notification bell. And if you did, leave it activated. So every time I make a delicious recipe, yes, you are going to be notified. Before I say I see you soon, I wish you nothing but the best. Peace and love. And of course, I will stay enjoying this delicious plantain atole. See you on my next delicious recipe. Bye-bye.